So next one, equations solvable for y. So let us see the procedure here. So parallel, you can note down that if the equation on solving for y, if the equation on solving for y takes the form y is equal f of x comma p, y is equal f of x comma p. So this is the first step. It means that if you are applying solvable for y, first you need to keep it as y has to be in left side and take all the remaining terms to right hand side. So let it be taken as equation 1. And next step, what we need to do that, then differentiating y with respect to x. Differentiating y with respect to x gives an equation of the form p is equal. So this is nothing but we are giving representation as p is nothing but dy by dx is equal. After applying the derivative, we'll get some equation, right? That one we are giving as phi of x p dp by dx. Phi of x p dp by dx. It means that what will get the equation, that one consisting of the terms x terms, p terms, and the derivatives, so dp by dx. And now it may be possible to solve. Now it may be possible to solve this new differential equation. This new differential equation in x and p. In x and p. So if possible, so whether if it is possible to find the general solution for the new differential equation, you can find it, and then its a solution maybe. So if you are finding the solution for that solution we are choosing as here, let its solution be f of x p c is equal to 0. It means that solution may consisting of the x terms, p terms, and arbitrary constant. Obviously, if you are saying general solution means it should be consisting of arbitrary constant. That arbitrary constant here we chosen as c. So, and we are giving the name for that one as equation 3. The elimination. So now we need to apply elimination process. The elimination of p from 1 and 3. So 1 is nothing but from the given equation, and 3 is nothing but what we found the general solution. Gives the required solution. Gives the required solution. Required solution. So elimination we said here. Suppose elimination happens, okay, we get the solution. If suppose elimination is not possible, then in that case what we have to do it. So if elimination is not possible, in case elimination of p, in case elimination of p is not possible. If it is possible, okay. Suppose in some of the cases that elimination is not possible, then in that case what we have to do it, then we may solve 1 and 3 for x and y. 1 and 3 for x and y. It means we need to solve these equations, first equation and third equation, for getting x as well as y. And suppose we got it as, after simplifying that, we got it as up and obtain x is equal to f1 of p comma c and y is equal to f2 of P comma C as the required solution. As the required solution. So this is the one. If elimination is possible, okay, then we can take that is the solution of the given equation. If it is not possible, then in that case, what we have to do it, we need to solve these equations for getting x as well as y. Then we can say that that is a solution of the given equations. So this method is especially designed for equations which do not contain x. So generally we'll say that, but in the given problem it may consisting y, x and p terms also. Okay, so what is the difference between solvable for y and solvable for x is nothing but only the difference. Generally we apply solvable for y is nothing but if that equation consisting of only y terms which do not contain x. So solvable for x is nothing but equations which do not contain y. Okay, so if they don't mention the question specifically used for y or x, you can use any one of that. Either it may be y or it may be x. If they mention specifically solvable for y is nothing but you need to follow y. If it is x is nothing but x, you need to apply. Same procedure we apply for both. So here y we said, so for that y we write. If it is x, suppose solvable for y and x also we can discuss at a time. So x also here. It means simply what we can write. First equation is nothing but x is equal f of y comma p. Like this you need to write. X should be left side and remaining right side. And after that you need to apply derivative that. So with respect to y we should apply derivative. It means dx by dy phi of y p and dp by dy. dp by dy. Here dx by dy is nothing but simply what we give the representation 1 by p. Already we said when we discussed in solvable for p. So dy by dx is nothing but p and dx by dy is nothing but 1 by p. And if we find the solution for this equation, if it is possible, then you get it as f of y p c is equal to 0. And next we need to simplify this elimination if possible. If elimination is not possible, then same procedure what we applied for y, same thing we need to apply for x also. Okay, so for applying procedure for using the procedure of y and x, looking like a same pattern. When you are solving the problems, if they mention specifically used for y is nothing but we should apply only y procedure. If they mention x means only x we need to apply. If they don't mention anything, simply solve. You can apply either it may be y or it may be x. That's up to you. Okay. And let us see the problem on this. So solvable for y. So here it is first. Let us see that first problem. Solve y minus 2px is equal tan inverse of xp square. Tan inverse of xp square. So y minus 2px is equal tan inverse of xp square. So this is a given problem. So if you observe that this given problem consisting of x terms, y terms and p terms, all the terms included. So either you can apply y or it may be x also you can apply. Okay. So first we see that y and then we go for x. So let us see the solution for this. So here it is the given differential equation. The given equation is y minus 2px is equal tan inverse of xp square. Tan inverse of xp square. So let it be taken as equation 1. And now what is the procedure for solvable for y? Just we have to keep it as y is left side and take all the remaining terms to right hand side. So then it is y is equal, here it is minus 2px, take this term into right hand side. So when it goes to right hand side it changes to plus. So 2px plus tan inverse of xp square. So y is equal 2px plus tan inverse of xp square. So if possible you can take this one only, equation 1. Okay, so this is equation 1 we chosen. And now next continuation of that, you need to follow the procedure. What we said, we need to apply derivative of y with respect to x. So differentiating y differentiating equation 1 with respect to x on both sides. X on both sides. Then here it is. So with respect to x, we are applying derivative, means dy by dx is equal 2 into d by dx of px plus d by dx of tan inverse of xp square. Tan inverse of xp square. Now, so dy by dx is nothing but simply what we can write. We are giving the notation as p. So p is equal to 2 into. Here it is, if you observe that we have two functions here. One is x as well as p. So p is nothing but dy by dx. That is also one function. So for that, here it is, we need to apply product rule. That is nothing but u v. So this is nothing but you can choose u and this is v. So apply the formula for this, u into v dash. So p into d by dx of x plus x into d by dx of p, that is nothing but dp by dx plus d by dx of tan inverse of xp square. So first we need to apply derivative for tan inverse, that is nothing but simply what we'll get, 1 by 1 plus x square. Here x is nothing but xp square whole square into the derivative of d by dx of xp square. So first we apply derivative for tan inverse and then for the xp square. Now we need to simplify this one. P is equal. So here it is 2 into, you can multiply 2 inside of the terms, 2p, and d by dx of x is nothing but 1 plus 2 into x into dp by dx plus 1 by, so 1 plus x whole, so ab whole square is nothing but a square b square. So x square and this is p square whole square is nothing but a power m whole power n a power mn. So p power 4. And again, if you observe that we here again we have two functions, we need to apply product rule. So that is nothing but x into p square derivative is nothing but 2p into dp by dx u v dash plus vu dash. So p square into the derivative of x is nothing but 1. So u v dash plus v u dash. And now here it is. So p is equal to what we have here, 2p plus 2x into dp by dx plus, and now here it is 1 by 1 plus x square p power 4 into 2px dp by dx plus p square plus p square. Now take all the terms into one side. So here it is, take this p into this side. Then what we'll get, 2p minus p when it comes to this side, minus p plus 2x into dp by dx plus, here it is, we can multiply the term 2px by 1 plus x square p power 4 into dp by dx plus p square by 1 plus x square p power 4. Just I took all the terms into one side and I multiplied this term instead of the two terms. Then I got it as this one. And now if you observe that here it is 2p and p. So 2p minus p is nothing but p. So p plus 2x into dp by dx plus 2px by 1 plus x square p power 4 dp by dx plus p square by 1 plus x square p power 4 is equal to 0. So just I did here 2p minus p is nothing but p, and then remaining as it is I wrote here. And now here it is, you can take common terms. So here it is, if you observe that 2x into dp by dx and here also 2x into dp by dx. So here it is, first you can write that one, p plus p square by 1 plus x square p power 4 is a, I'm writing in one bracket, plus first term and last term, And from second and third term, I am taking 2x dp by dx as the common one. 2x dp by dx as common one. Then what about remaining? Here it is 1 plus, here it is simply what we can write. So what is the remaining one after taking common? P by 1 plus x square p power 4. 1 plus x square p power 4 is equal to 0. And next, keep it as this one as this 2x into dp by dx into 1 plus p by 1 plus x square p power 4 is equal. So here it is taking this term into right hand side, it changes to minus. And if you observe that in these two terms, p is the common one. So then after taking p is common one, what about remaining? 1 plus p by 1 plus x square p power 4. This is the remaining one. And now here it is, if you observe that these two will cancel. And what about remaining? 2x into dp by dx is equal to minus p. Okay, this is a differential equation. I got it now. Now I need to find the solution for this, right? So for this, simply what we can apply? By-variable separable. By-variable separable. So we can apply variable separable method for finding the solution for this. Okay. So here it is. It means separating the variables, y terms one side and x terms another side. So for this, here it is. Take this p into this side and take that x terms into that side. So dp by p is equal to minus 1 by 2x dx. Minus 1 by 2x dx. And if you want, you can take 2 is also this side. So there it is minus 2 by p dp is equal to, here it is 1 by x dx. Integrating on both sides. On integrating. So integral. So minus we are writing outside 2 by p dp is equal to integral 1 by x dx. 1 by x dx. So here it is minus 2 is a constant. I wrote outside. Integral 1 by p is nothing but simply log p is equal. Here it is log x plus constant. Here I am choosing log c as constant. Why? Because all the terms having log. So we are choosing log c. And now we require the value of p. So here it is m log a. Is this in the form of m log a or not? So we can write it as log a power m. Log p power minus 2 is equal to log a plus log b, that is nothing but log ab. So that is log xc. And here it is simply we can write this as p power minus 2 is equal to cx. P power minus 2 is equal to cx. And this is nothing but p power minus 2, we can write it as 1 by p square is equal to cx. 1 by p square is equal to cx. So here it is simply we can write p square is equal. So cross multiply that one, then we'll get it as 1 by cx is equal to p square. So p is equal, simply what we can write? 1 by square root of cx. So p I got it. Okay. So p value we got it. So eliminating p from 1 and 2. So here it is eliminating, continuation of this, eliminating p. So we are going to eliminate p. Then y is equal. So here it is. So we are going to eliminate p is nothing but, here in this equation we can substitute. So this is equation 1, and if you want you can choose this is nothing but equation 2. And we are going to eliminating p from this equation. It means we need to substitute in place of p as what we got it. So now y is equal to 2px. So 2 into p is nothing but what we got it, 1 by square root of cx into x, right? Y is equal to 2px plus tan inverse of xp square plus tan inverse of xp square. So p square is nothing but what we got it here, it is, see here. So p square is nothing but 1 by cx, right? So 1 by cx. So this is the one we got it. Here it is xp square. So x into this. So here it is x both will cancel. And here it is y is equal. So 1 by square root of cx, and x we can write it as root x into root x plus tan inverse of 1 by c. So here it is 1 root x and 1 root x cancel. Then what we'll get 2 into square root of x by c plus tan inverse of c. So this is the general solution of the given equation. So this is the one. Y is equal 2 into square root of x by c plus tan inverse of c. Okay. So let us see once what we discussed here. First, we wrote the given differential equation as y is equal some function in terms of x and p procedure. And next we applied derivative that one. And we simplified the derivative. After simplifying, we got a differential equation. And we required the general solution for differential equation. So for that, we applied variable separable method. And then we calculated the parameter p, and we eliminated that p just by substituting this one in the given equation, and finally we got the general solution of this equation is y is equal to root x by c plus tan inverse of x, tan inverse of c. Okay, so this is the way you need to apply if the problem is for solvable for y. Same problem you can apply for solvable for x also. So just we can write it as x is equal f of y comma p, and then we can apply the procedure with respect to y. Okay, and then finding the solution.